going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sledgehammer Games. If there's one thing that they're doing perfect when it comes to Modern Warfare 3, it is the communication with their community. Honestly, I've never seen this type of communication. And again, I know everybody hypes up Treyarch, but really, even Treyarch, they have a kind of ego where they don't want to adapt, change, or do anything to the current Call of Duty game that they've made. This is the first time where they are just like, maybe not the first time, because let's not forget about World War II, even though I didn't enjoy that game that much. And Sledgehammer has never been my favorite team, but my goodness, it's wild how willing they are to not only change things in their game, but admit when they are wrong about things that the community don't want. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into this video, if you do enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more content revolving around Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or even X-Defiant, by all means subscribe, hit that bell. And last but not least, we are going to be back streaming on Monday, so if you guys want to catch that, I'll be over on Kick. We do open lobby, so if you guys need a team, go ahead, hop into the stream, get my ID in the chat. You can join in whenever you see an open spot. I have a link to that channel as well as all my other socials down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, Sledgehammer has come out and just went absolutely bonkers. First and foremost, they went on a public live stream and just started answering a ton of questions regarding the game, what their expectations are for the future, what they're doing with certain playlists, so on and so forth. Once again, something that Infinity Ward would have never done. Throughout the whole lifespan of Modern Warfare 2 2022, the potential that game has, or had, I guess I should say, because, it's long gone at this point, was insane if Infinity Ward actually listened to us. For example, they just recently added in a decent amount of Modern Warfare 2 2022 maps, Farm 18, Ricardo, it's a lot of different maps that they added, and they play much better on this version of the game compared to Modern Warfare 2 2022. 150 HP plus better movement plus actually having perks and utility that is useful to movement makes the maps a night and day difference. I might do a completely different video on this, dissect them, and actually maybe bounce between both games and just really show the flow of them. Who knows? We have a lot of content on this channel. But the point being made is that Modern Warfare 2 2022 had potential there, but of course the ego of the devs stops them. Whereas Sledgehammer, they're listening to everything. They're talking to everybody. This is something we've been asking for ages, and it's one of the main reasons why X-Defiant, still does so well, even with all, being postponed all the time. And, actually, there was some recent news that there is probably going to be another playtest coming out, another beta, for a lot of people who want to get back into it and try out the new changes that they've made. I'm probably not going to make a whole video for this. I'll wait until the playtest actually comes out, or I keep calling it a playtest, a beta, and, we'll play it and actually see what's going on. But just to let you guys know that there is still stuff going on. They're still talking about it. But again, the main reason that game, has so much love is that they're open. They listen. That connection between the developers and the community is so crucial that it's not even funny how crucial it is. And, yes, of course, skill-based matchmaking weighs down the game, a ton, and it's a lot of factors from Activision that makes the game bad. But from a development standpoint, they are doing a really good job at keeping us in the loop, involving us with the game. And I really do appreciate that. For example, as you can see right here from Charlie Intel, Sledgehammer Games says the experimental playlist is just to test out ideas and see different things, but not guaranteed those things will make it into playlists. They may test out health regen and other things in the playlist too. This is, one of the things they touched upon in the live stream to obviously just give a lot more details to what to expect. So yes, we're going to see a ton of different features being implemented into the experimental playlist. And for everybody that was concerned about certain things, no, it's not confirmed that it's going to be put into the main playlist. You will always be able to go into quick play. You'll always be able to go ahead and, just, do what you have to do. And if you want to try out new things and, see if things might be good to implement into the core experience, you can still go into the experimental playlist and try them. And I really like this idea, and I'm glad that they're going to keep expanding upon it and, make sure that, things get better. Also, on top of that, not only adding in more Modern Warfare 2 2022 maps, we'll already see all of the maps that, are basically coming in within the first season, and they're looking pretty dang good. As you can see right here, a massive free update is on the horizon, from the Call of Duty page. Here's a first look at what's to come. Season 1 content dropping in early December. 3 brand new maps, 6v6 maps with, to at launch. The new Warzone map, and more stuff for, obviously, zombies. But the maps are looking pretty dang good. It looks like a lot of variety. We have some, more bright, vibrant maps. We have some more darker, gloomy maps. I know one of them is called Meat, and the whole community is going crazy over that fact. But it's going to be, a slaughterhouse, which is going to be extremely close quarters. I think that's pretty interesting. And, the variety looks pretty nice. Personally, I really do believe that, Sledgehammer, since all the Modern Warfare 2.09 maps are decently sized, I think that a lot of the new maps that we're going to see introduced are going to be more towards the small scale of things, which honestly, at this point, I'm not too salty about. I want creative, larger maps because, as you guys know on this channel, I love medium to large sized maps. I do. It's just my I don't really care for small maps because it's just too easy to understand. It's too easy to hold, angles, hold lanes. Lines of sights are way too simplistic. When I run and gun, I like a little creativity with it. I like a little, variety with it, and medium to large offers that. But since Modern Warfare 2.09 has a really, good amount of medium to large maps, I wouldn't mind if a couple of seasons are packed with, like, medium to smallish maps, just to add a little bit more variety in the mix. But I do hope they, give a little love to medium and large still. Don't completely ignore them, just fill it up a bit so the other portion of the community could be happy, and then distribute the rest of the content evenly across the board, right? I think that's probably the best idea here. But overall, it's good. It looks like a nice amount of content, and with them slowly adding back in Modern Warfare 2, 2022 maps, I think the game could feel kind of fresh over a long course of time, because the Modern Warfare 2 2022 maps do play almost drastically different. Not mad, because obviously, the lanes are still the same, and you know what you're doing, especially if you played on them, Just like how if anybody played Modern Warfare 2 2009 back in the day, they know what they're doing right now. These maps are nothing new to them. But at the end of the day, the movement does add for just a quicker pacing, and along, like I said, with the perks and all the other things that they messed around with, it feels just so much better and a lot more unique. But also in the live stream, Sledgehammer went a little bit further, as you can see here from Charlie Intel. Sledgehammer Game Dev said they had some discussion about giving a bonus camo for finishing both Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 Weapon Mastery camos, but it created certain issues. They might look at it in the future again. Again, this is just a great concept, even though it's not completely out there just yet, and it's not confirmed because it caused some issues. But the fact that they're open with it, it's a possibility, and it's just, it's great, once again, to discuss this type of stuff. Keep the community in the loop, because, honestly, if this was Infinity Ward, nobody even know this is happening. Moving on, they also said weapon tuning changes coming soon for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. They have heard feedback on some SMGs being underpowered. Thank God. This right here is what we need. We need a meta shift drastically. If I have to see another Holger, or another, it's the Holgers, burst rifles, and the ACR. I swear, that's all I see almost every single game. It's insane. This right here is kind of fun. What I'm using in this gameplay, it's the marksman rifle of the Holger. It's kind of decent. It's not really that crazy, but it's fun. It's different. It's unique to use. But, like I said, the meta is always the same. It's so hard to branch out in a lot of these competitive lobbies. And this is going to be a massive one. And I'm glad they're touching upon it, along with, like I said, other things that I'm going to be discussing later that they had in the patch notes. But one last thing in the stream as well that I thought that we should touch upon is Sledgehammer Games on Quick Fix. We do have changes and add-on gear and boots coming in seasons. We don't hate Quick Fix. At the time, this is the balance we're going for. We're seeing feedback. If there's no strong, horrible negatives to it, there's no reason to not do it. Again, being open with the community, and, my response to this is put it in the experimental playlist. Let the community try it out. Let them decide if they think it's viable or not. I loved Quick Fix. I thought it was fantastic, It's like having a stim for playing OBJ. It was great, It was something that encouraged people to actually hop on the flag. Because if you were on an objective, whether it was a hard point, a domination flag, if you got hit by explosives or shot or anything, you get to, regen faster. It actually encouraged people to go to the objective instead of, grabbing a head glitch and watching the objective, right? Quick Fix was fantastic. Not having it is kind of a bummer. So, first and foremost, it's great to hear more gear is going to be coming. And secondly, I hope that they do consider putting Quick Fix into the experimental playlist just to get, a good answer from the community on if it's good or if it's not good. But guys, I mean, like I said, all of this stuff would have never happened if this was Infinity Ward. And the fact that Sledgehammer is going out of their way to go into live streams and discuss stuff with the community is phenomenal. But even further into the actual patch notes themselves that Sledgehammer put out, not in the live stream. This is from Sledgehammer, like I said, themselves. This is the real highlight of this video right here. Like I said, not only do they fix stuff, but they also acknowledge, when something that they did is not right. As you can see, the movement changes that they did, they decreased tack sprint refresh delay after sliding by 75%, perfect. Decreased tack sprint refresh time to match the infantry vest running sneakers, nice. And decreased sprint delay after sliding by 53%. This is phenomenal. Honestly, the slide canceling feels much better now. It feels honestly perfect in my opinion. I see some people complaining about it, but I have a whole different video about that one. I think it feels really, really nice. But further on in this post, it says, at launch, we introduced a delay after sliding to the tack sprint refresh time. A review prompted by player feedback determined that the previous delay was too aggressive. Today's updates aim to improve movement fluidity without making slide and tack sprint repetition the only viable choice for players. Like I said, this right here is the highlight of this whole freaking video. This is freaking huge. They openly admitted that they did indeed change the movement. No development team would ever come out and say, yes, you called us. We did do this. They would hide it. They would update it. They wouldn't say a word. They openly said that they did indeed, change it up. They introduced a delay after sliding to the tack sprint refresh time. They did that. And they took it out because the community didn't want it. They got feedback from the community. The players said it just wasn't good. And they said, you know what, forget the ego, right? Forget the ego. We're just going to go ahead and change it and make the community happy here. I guarantee, well, I don't have to guarantee actually because Infinity Ward already did it, that they would have never acknowledged anything that we wanted changed in the game because they didn't. They didn't acknowledge the movement. They didn't acknowledge, any of the feedback that we had. They ignored it all, man. Every last bit of it. Again, Sledgehammer Games, it's rough because they have made some of my most hated Call of Duty games. But man, the way they handle their titles is phenomenal. In Modern Warfare 3, if there's one thing going for it, it is the communication the developers have with their community. And the gameplay itself, it's a fun game to play, It is what it is. And the way that they're fixing it up and actually changing things that are important, not just minor, well, I don't want to say minor because bugs are a serious thing, but seriously, gameplay decisions, not just bugs that makes the game, tough at times. I'm talking about actual gameplay designs that the community do not like. They are dropping the ego and changing it for our happiness. And that is something that you love to see. And one last thing I do want to leave you guys off with is that the daily wins are now going to be changed in the Armory. Thank God they're also fixing this as well. So now you don't have to complete your dailies to get the wins. So you right out the gates, if you want the additional XP, if you want the additional points, you can do your daily challenges. But no matter what, every win that you get from the time you first log in will count towards your your Armory unlocks. So no matter what, you can basically, unlock everything by just simply winning without doing any daily missions. Again, I wish I could just get my stuff because, being level 55 with still stuff missing is kind of a strange feeling. But at least this is, a better push in the right direction for the system. Because to be honest, the concept of the system is good, Like, I like the weekly challenge thing, It's a challenge every single week to get, at the end of the month, a really cool, animated camo, And I think that's cool, Make us do challenges through the Armory, and you get rewarded, I've been asking for stuff like this forever, especially after playing Battlefield 2042, having their weekly challenges that progress through the Battle Pass faster. I hope that they further improve this Armory system to allow us that, when the Battle Passes do come out in Call of Duty, because that would be perfect to have daily challenges that give you extra XP to the Battle Pass. That would be a great feature. But for the time being, monthly rewards and also weekly unlocks and stuff like that through this challenge system is not too shabby, as long as it's not, completely paid to win. But when it's your actual, lethals, tacticals, perks, stuff that you would unlock rank by rank, that is unacceptable. Maybe if you can unlock it earlier through the Armory system, it would be good. But it should always be a guaranteed rank that you unlock a piece of, equipment. Always. So I'm just hoping that they learn their lesson from this in the next game. If this ever does come back for, challenges and cool, monthly rewards, they just do not pair it with the, regular rank system. Everything should be unlocked by rank. Simple as that, So as long as they understand this, I think it's fine. But I think that, them changing it to wins, being always active is a good step in the right direction. And I think it's them pretty much acknowledging that, this system could have been a lot better, but I don't think it's much they can do now because it's kind of really fundamentally drilled into the core of the game. So it's only so much that could be done, and I'm assuming this is probably our best bet until the next title. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Seriously, Sledgehammer has been killing it and making Infinity Ward just look absolutely stupid. I can't believe all, just all this communication, all this love. And it's wild. And I understand that, we have to wait until after the holiday season. 1010%. But even, like I said, Infinity Ward didn't even give us this much communication, up until the holiday season, before holiday break, And this is what we're getting now before the holiday. I mean, if this is what we're getting now, shoot, even if we get a little less than this after the holiday break, they do start winding down after holiday break, that's still going to be tremendously more than we would ever see with Infinity Ward. So I'm interested to see how Sledgehammer handles this game. And, I'm looking forward to the future of it. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And don't forget, you can find my stream link down in the description of this video. We do it over on Kick, along with my Twitter and Discord links as well. As always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.